Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a comparison between the Mova P50 on the left and the Mova V50 on the right. Now I did buy both of these with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video, and I have several videos on both of these robots cleaning individually. In this video, I'm not going to be showing you them cleaning side by side. This is going to be a discussion on what the differences are. But if you would like to see the review, search Just a Dad Mova P50, and it should come up with 3 or 4 different reviews, mopping, vacuuming, and I even did the 3-month real world test on this. Now the V50 is brand new, and I do have several videos out on it also. Now right from the beginning, I do have a website, justadadapproved.com, and that's where you'll find both of these. I highly approve of both of these. And the Mova V50, brand new, it was on sale for $950. It's back up to $1,300. I still think it's a pretty good robot for $1,300, but $950 was an amazing price. And this is called the Mova V50 Complete because it came with like 12 mop pads, an extra brush roller, 3 or 4 dust bags, and some other, and 2 or 3 filters. It came with like $250 worth of extra stuff that you're going to need, you know, eventually, mop pads, dust bags, and different things. Now the P50's been around for just a little bit, and again, I've had it now for I think 4 or 5 months. It's a $1,300 robot. It was on sale for $1,000, but then it went on sale for $700. That's an amazing price for this robot. And again, I'll put links to these in the show description notes, but if you go to my website, justadadapproved.com, and if you click on my website, there'll be a thing that'll take you to Amazon or to Walmart, and same in the YouTube video. I'm an affiliate with Amazon, YouTube, and Walmart. If you click on the link, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. That way I can continue to buy these products with my own money and give you my honest opinion. Honestly, I absolutely love both of these. Okay, so you're going to notice a lot of things look the same. It's got the same base station. There's a couple differences. Up here, you've got the same clean water tank and dirty water tank. These robots will vacuum and mop your house at the same time. They'll come back to the base station. The base station will auto-empty the dust bin into a dust bag. They both take the exact same dust bag. And they both will wash the mop pads and then suck the water up into a dirty water tank. Now, sticking with the base station, there is one difference. The V50 has a 2-chamber solution tank. And so it comes with 2 different solutions. One's for like pet, and this one's just like a standard household floor cleaner. Over here, the Mova P50, just one solution tank. You're just going to fill it up with concentrated Mova floor cleaning solution. Now, I got to do some more testing to see if that pet formula actually works. And in the app, you can tell it to add the pet formula on certain days of the week. So just kind of nice. And since they have solution tanks, they pick, you know, the V50 will pick either this one or this one to mix with the fresh water to wash the mop pads, but then it will also fill the internal water tank with a combination of water and solution. And both of them will spray the mop pads to keep them wet during cleaning. Now I've got them upside down. One of the first things you're going to notice is this has a dual brush roller, the V50, where over here on the P50, it's got a single brush roller. Now, both of them do a good job with long hairs. The single brush roller, this comes with the tri-cut brush. So this thing, as the hairs wrap around this brush, the hairs are going to get cut, and it actually does a really good job. Over here, a little different design. This is called the dual brush roller, but it doesn't have a pivot point on this end. So the long hairs are going to get wrapped around this, and then they'll be directed towards the end, and then they get sucked up into the dustbin. So it's just a little bit different. I do think both of them do a great job with preventing long hairs from wrapping on the brush roller. Now the V50 has 24,000 pascals of suction, while the P50 has 19,000. I didn't notice that big of a difference when I was vacuuming with both of them. I think they both do a great job of vacuuming. Now they both take the same brush roller, or the same mop pads, and they can do the same thing with them. The V50 can do something different with the mop pads. So they have an internal water tank. They're going to keep the mop pads nice and wet. They can both move one of the mop pads right up next to the wall to mop right next to the wall with this little feature right here. That works really, really good. Now where the V50 has something different, its mop pads can swivel. Now these are fixed. I got to do some more testing to see if the swivel actually works, but if there's like like a chair leg or something, or some kind of different level, this can swivel to keep the mop pad nice and level. So now another really nice feature is both of the robots can leave their mop pads at the base station. So if you want these robots to vacuum your carpet without having the mop pads installed, they can both detach the mop pads, leave them at the base station, and then when they need to go mop, they will reattach them and go mop. They both have a carpet sensor. So say it's mopping your kitchen floor, but there's a rug in the middle of it, they can lift the mop pads 10.5 millimeters because they have a carpet sensor. And so it won't drag the mop pads on the carpet, and it shuts off the water flow. Now, probably I should have led with the biggest feature difference. The V50 has these robotic arms that it can go over taller thresholds. Over here on the P50, these are the drive wheels. It can go over thresholds. It can do 0.86 threshold, which isn't very tall. It does kind of struggle with thresholds, but this is where the V50 really shines. These robotic arms will deploy, and it will lift the robot up over a 2.28 inch threshold. I've tested it. It works really well. Here's the little robotic arms. This whole fixture moves. In the app, you're going to tell it where the thresholds are, and then it will deploy these and lift the robot over thresholds. The V50 does an excellent job of that. They both have the same type of wash station. The base station is going to wash the mop pads by directing water up into the mop pad to help clean it. It also helps clean this base station, and then they both have a filter. Now, they both have a dirt detection sensor. So let's say the robot mops your kitchen floor and it was dirtier than normal. When it comes back to the base station, it's going to wash the mop pads, and then it's going to suck the water up into the dirty water tank. They both have a dirt detection sensor, and if that water that's being sucked up is dirtier than normal, it tells the robot, the base station tells the robot, go back and remop where you just came from. It's dirtier than normal. It needs a remopping event. And then at the end of the job, they're both going to blow warm air or hot air onto the mop pads to dry them to help prevent odors. Now, the V50 can do one more thing with that hot air. It blows the hot air into the dust bag to prevent odors, and it blows it into the dust bin, which I'm going to show you in a second, to help prevent odors, where the P50 does not do that. They both have the same side brush. They can lift this side brush up and down 10 millimeters, and they can extend it into the corner. Exactly the same. Okay, so when we flip them over, we've got a major difference. The V50 has Lidar navigation, but the Lidar can go up and down. Over here on the P50, it has Lidar navigation, but it's fixed. This is like a cap. So this makes this a little taller. So this is 4 inches tall, and this is about 4 inches tall when the Lidar is up, but you can tell it to move the Lidar down, like you can show on the map where there's furniture, and it will lower the Lidar, and it does it automatically too. If it senses that there's like a couch that it thinks it can get under, it'll lower the Lidar, and then it will go under the couch. When the Lidar is lowered, it's right at 3.52 inches, so about a ½ inch shorter than the P50. They both have really good obstacle avoidance. They have the same sensor on the front. They have an LED light. They have a camera also that it can take pictures of the obstacle that's in front of it. And it can also be a remote video. So if you're in another state and you need to check on something, or the pets, you can, in the app, you can tell the robot to go somewhere in your house, turn on the video, record, and speak through it. But again, they both have really good, so if there's obstacles like kids' toys, the dog has an accident, both of these are going to do a good job of avoiding it, so it doesn't run it over with these sensors. Now, the V50 is extremely quiet when it's mopping. Both of them are really quiet, but the V50 is quieter when it's mopping and vacuuming, but especially when it's mopping. Because of the special wheels that it has for going over obstacles, it just is really, this is one of the quietest robots, where the P50's not super loud, but it is noticeably a little bit louder. Now, around back, these are the charging points, and the base station is able to fill their robots up with water. Now, the V50 can do something different. The base station can warm the water before it fills up the internal tank inside the robot. Now, I've done some testing. The water isn't like super warm when it's mopping your floor. It does come out to try to keep the mop pads warm, but it does cool off really quick. There's not an internal tank that heats it. There is an internal tank on both of these that get filled up with water from the base station, except the V50 can do one extra thing. It can fill that up with warm water. And the V50 can do one more thing. It can press down with 8 nanometers of force to help clean stains. I do think the V50 does mop a little bit better, but the P50 does an excellent job of mopping also. I'm extremely happy with both of these robots because they have Lidar navigation. The Mova app is really good at mapping your house. It's user-friendly as far as setting up and having it put it on a schedule. I like the clean water tanks, dirty water tanks, having a dust bag. The base station is going to take care of the robot. Now, once in a while, you are going to have to do some maintenance on it. Okay, so I hope I hit on everything. Let me know in the comments if I missed something. Love both of these. Again, I'm taking the V50 home right now. That's why I've had the P50 at home. We loved it. We missed it when I had to bring it back here. But I did the 3-month real world test. We did all the maintenance. It's just top notch. And I can't stress enough about all the supplies that this came with. I've already been using some of them for other robots because they share parts, but 3 filters, a bunch of mop pads. Again, this is all expensive stuff that you're going to eventually need. I love that they've included that. Like I said, I added it up. That's about $250 worth of stuff. Now, I would probably only get the V50 if I needed the thresholds. I don't think this 1/2 inch is worth the extra cost. This one seems to do it is 4 inches, which it does fine. This one's not going to get under too many more things, but if you need the thresholds, this is just like the X50. The Dream X50 has those same robotic feet. They just work very, very well. I don't think the long-haired dual brush is that much better than the tri-cut brush. That tri-cut brush works very well. The hot water mop washing is going to be really hard to test. The 8 nanometers of pushing down, I'll have to do some more testing on that. I'm not really able to test. I guess I could. I've never had a problem with dust bags stinking or dust bins. Now, I know people may want to see that the dust bins are completely different. This has kind of like I wouldn't say older, but this style, and this one has like a newer style I've seen now where the filter's on the side. So the filters are different. This is the filter for here. So I have never had a problem with either one of these dust bins or the auto empty feature on either one of these. So right now, $700, and this is $1,300. It's $300. That's $600 more. It's not worth $600 more unless you need, if you have tall thresholds, these aren't going to get into different rooms. So, you may need this. But man, when this was $900, I don't know when that sale is going to be again. It lasted a couple weeks, so I'll keep my eye out and follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll do a post when I see it again. And I also have a Facebook group page. You can see it in the description. But so when this was $950, you got $250 of extra stuff. So it pretty much was the same price as the P50. Then it's a no-brainer. Get the V50. Now, I gave my first Ecovacs a Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. I'm looking for, that's the Ecovacs N20 Plus. I had a lot of comments on $300 robots that are bagless. And so I'm doing lots of testing. I got the Eureka, Shark, and I'll be telling you which one's the best. But right now it is that one. This one's, I've had this for 2 weeks. It's just not doing a very good job. In fact, I've had it, if you've seen my videos, the P50 and the V50 have been sitting right next to it. And when I leave at night, I'll have one of them clean one night, another one cleans another night. The V50 has been doing a great job. I come in the next day, it's in the docking station. I look at the map, it's been cleaning. The X9 I've had to go get. Every morning I come in, it's sleeping in a corner where it couldn't get back to the dock. The stuff it's getting stuck on doesn't seem like it should be. I don't think I have a bad unit. I just don't like the unit. I did contact Eufy, and they're sending new dirty water tanks. The E25 and the E28 are leaking water. It's becoming more and more pronounced. And so far it's been easy, a couple days of emailing them, but you got to get a picture of the serial number and your picture of your invoice. So they want some information, but then they said they would send me one in 3 or 4 days, but we'll see. I will keep you updated because these are actually really good robots, but that dirty water tank dripping is not good. I just got the Dream L40S. I don't know much about it. It just kind of popped up. They're not advertising it yet. I'm constantly checking Amazon. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I got to get it. But it's like I paid $1,600 for that. And I do have I'm going to do this tomorrow, the Ecovacs T50. I got this on Prime Days and I got to do an unboxing. And I just brought from my home all 3 of these. I heavily promoted these on Prime Days because of the price point and how good of robots they are. Dream L40, Mova P10 Pro, Dream L10S Gen 2. I'm going to be doing the 3-month real world test, but like the L40, I've had 6 months. I've had that 3 months. I've had that one 6 months. So I'm going to show you how to do all the maintenance. These things performed flawlessly at my house. Just finished up some, these are Costco Roborocks. They got different names, but I got reviews on them. And I also reviewed this brand new Dream L50 Ultra. I got a comparison against the X50, or the X50. There's getting to be too many of these. So I am working on a video of what cleaning solution to use in these. Now, right now they're only recommending manufacturer's solution, but I've got some test results that I've been using. Again, we can't tell them what cleaning solution we're using. So, but anyway, look for that video coming soon. That's from comments. I get a lot of comments. Can I put cleaning solution in the clean water tank? And I'm like, well, I got to start testing this. So it's taken a while because there's a lot of floor cleaning solutions and a lot of robots. But hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll have that. Really do appreciate everybody's support. Again, check out my website, justadadapproved.com. I just can't thank you enough. This is our YouTube channel. These videos are because of you. I wouldn't have gotten that V50 if somebody hadn't told me about it. So let me know in the description of any other new robots coming. I got my first Ecovacs that just a dad approved. I've gotten a lot of people saying I don't like Ecovacs. Well, I have really high standards when it comes to robots. And especially when the Ecovacs is the same as the V50. No, it's $300 more. No, the V50 is a much better robot. So anyway, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.